two computers.
All right. Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. And after some serious technical difficulties that anybody that's watching this video would be completely invisible to, welcome to another episode of Mike's campaign of Sugoi Sauce, episode 19, assuming I know how to count. Babbage is checking the audio to make sure this is actually functioning.
Yeah,
and
you're
we're up and running much later than normal, but I mean, that's life for you. We're a bunch of adults trying to coordinate schedules that have lots of responsibilities, and here we are, just trying to have a good time, and hopefully the span of about 2 hours. When we last had our intrepid heroes, well, I called you heroes finally.
murder hobos.
We all, yeah, they had successfully gone through the church/dungeon/temple that was Deadwatch, acquiring a particular amulet, escaping barely with their lives after running from a whole bunch of undead and an assault from a bunch of sky pirates, or air bandits as we've been calling them, and a whole lot of fiery undead. No one has had a moment's respite to mourn the loss of Paladin, the little bot that got destroyed by a fireball. And yeah, basically everybody came back through a portal into Cognan's Tower, back in harm's way, the one like safe haven town place that exists on this floating island so far that they found. And basically everybody went their separate ways and absolutely crashed. So, ignoring all the townsfolk who were like, where the heck did you guys come from again? And absolutely going to sleep. Well, actually, everybody... actually, where did you end up, Jeff? I don't remember. And I specifically asked you this question, too, but it was like a month ago.
It was a month. Wow. I think I would have, if we came back and immediately went to sleep, then I would have ended up on my couch, down on the ground floor. But if we did not do that, then I feel comfortable figuring it out based on wherever you want to put me in the tower.
Okay, no, that's fine. Your couch makes sense. Because I know Bellarmine decided to go in his little chair in the library. I don't know why all three of you have decided to take over basically half of Cognan's Tower. And Kanan.
Oh, I see. And then Jim's token is in the realm of junk and all
and
things
Kanan
artificial.
actually went back to the his room.
Yep.
In the Singing Spade. But I've got him on the map for now. But I'll get there if I need to. So with that, it is morning, and the Furblog, starry type person on the couch, is the first one to wake up. But you all have, if you haven't already, and everybody should have leveled up by now if you haven't already, feel free to do that in the background. You all have your spell slots back, your hit points back. You've all successfully recovered, with the exception of... I know you got... I want to say Jeff got diseased, as I recall. Where's my... I'm going to jump to my other token map real quick. Where's... One of you had something on you saying you were diseased. Yep. What disease was that? I'll have to go back and figure that out. But in the meantime, well, let's see. Actually, we'll say, since I got to figure that out for you, I'm just going to throw that on you for now. Yeah. Babbage, you're the first one up. Or you
that
rouse.
Makes sense. Yeah, I don't sleep very long anyway. Some nights I can skip it altogether. And still get a long rest. In any case, I think I would have woken up early and spent some time recreating Paladin, which is essentially casting the Find Familiar spell.
Got it.
Although, since he's a new model, his name is now Paladid.
Terrible but funny. Very good.
So he exists.
Nice.
Him? Why is he called him?
I don't know. Where's that?
So yeah, so I would do that, and then I would spend some time assessing the mithril armors that I received. I would alter the mithril half plate to fit my body.
Okay.
And the mithril breastplate, I'm still holding on to, and my chain shirt, I would deconstruct into scrap. So just let me know what that chain shirt turns into in terms of scrap metal.
Put that in the text just for my own factoids. Okay, so yeah, you are back to full healing, Jeff.
We also needed to get an assessment. We had discussed it, but I don't think we got a ruling on the value of these armors if I were to make them scrap, because their retail costs are pretty high.
Right.
Obviously, they wouldn't be full retail in terms of gold value of the materials, but I'm just curious what that would relate to.
Because you had 2 of them, yeah?
Yeah, one I'm gonna wear, so I'm not scrapping my half plate, but the mithril breastplate, I would need to know what that value would be if I were to deconstruct it, and the chain shirt, which is standard chain. So that's basically what I'd be spending my time, would be scrapping those 2 pieces into scrap metal.
It was
scrap
breastplate and a chain shirt?
A regular chain shirt and a mithril breastplate.
Okay, so the chain shirt's going to be 25 gold. And the breastplate is going to be 450.
That's what I'm talking about.
That should give you plenty to work with.
That's so great.
You can retire now.
Charges are left in the Ghost Step Tattoo? How many charges are left?
It recharges every day.
So you get 3 a day.
Now, should we go back to hey guys? Should we go back to the tattoo people and get some more stuff?
Who are you talking to? You're asleep and in a room by yourself.
Oh, I thought we were all in the same room. I'm sorry. No,
So,
I guess we're not.
Kanadin's at the inn. You went to your chair in the library by yourself on the 4th floor, and Babbage is hanging out with Paladid, having fun in his makeshift workshop / basement storage area, and Yu is currently rousing on his couch.
I'm also going to spend some time with Paladid to craft up some replacement crossbow bolts.
Very good.
So what does that cost? 20 for a gold?
That sounds about right. Yes.
That's the retail cost. So
Yeah.
is that the GP value for crafting?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable to me.
Cool.
I'm not gonna argue with that too much. Bellarmine is up and about, moving around. You have not seen. So yeah, you've woken up in the library. It's quiet. I mean, you can kind of see through the windows that it is mid-morning. I mean, you were all really exhausted, but you don't seem to notice. Yeah, nobody's around that you can find.
This is the entry point to the next floor, right?
Yep. So, yep, you've made it into the kitchen. All's quiet. I don't know why there's 2 copies of Paladin running around, but that's okay. Probably.
I added him to the screen after I lost the old one.
Oh,
that's
You're
moving Paladin.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yep. All right. So, Bellarmine. Oh, hold on. Let's see. 3rd floor.
Where's the 2nd floor?
Oh, I don't know why. I don't know if it's.
Is that over here? Is that the 2nd
Top
floor?
right, yeah. So, as you're moving down the stairs, actually no, she wouldn't be there right now. I'll take that back. You walk through what you know is River's room. The bed looks unkept, but nobody's there. You go through what you know is Cuddle's room, also missing, noticeably. The bed, yeah, the bugbear. No. Owlbear.
Owlbear.
Yeah, the owlbear. And then, yeah, you make your way over to... So, yeah, you, as you're rousing from your sleep, Bellarmine the Great comes, I assume, quite heavily stepping down the stairs. Since he's made no mention of trying to be quiet.
Now, where's Jim?
Jim's up
I'm
here.
in the junk room, aka my storage closet.
Oh, I don't have to.
Here?
Yeah, he's in there. Jeff, are you doing anything or just waking up?
In a moment, yeah, but for now, just waking up.
Okay. Pardon me while
I'd get up in the morning and head on over to Babbage's cave of junk.
Okay, well that's easy. All right. Nope. Now I've forgotten how I. There we go. All right. So, I mean, as you walk down the stairs, candidate in the singing spade, Dolan, our resident innkeeper, sort of waves, greets you. Can see that you're still kind of like you look like you're moving with a purpose. So he just kind of offers you like a mug of like almost like a little espresso shot of coffee if you want it.
Yeah, I will definitely take that.
All right, chugs that down.
Take it.
Just sort of waves to you. Doesn't say a word. Just sort of nods approvingly. No one else seems to be in the place. There seems to be the normal amount of activity as you walk through outside of Harm's Way itself. You do hear the occasional music playing, practiced instruments of the sort. You walk past. You do walk past Julie and Mercury. Julie, as you might recall, is your red panda tattooist, and Mercury is our local enchantress that is enhanced everybody's weapons. They kind of wave to you politely, kind of give you an odd look, but otherwise they don't stop you unless you try to stop to talk to them, which I don't know if you want to.
No, I'm just.
All right,
Yeah, I'm kind of keeping head down, moving over.
Got it. Okay.
Regroup before we talk to anybody.
All right. Okay, you find your way into the kitchen, and I assume you head downstairs.
I do. Down on over to Babbage's cave.
Okay. The party has regrouped.
My room's the fun hangout
Good morning, guys.
Oh, good morning.
So, Mike, would I go to bed being like? Would I know that I'm diseased by something?
I'm gonna say you know your own body and like have been around enough like disease outdoors and whatnot that you know that you've got something going on with you.
All right, then for today, I'm going to replace one of my prepared spells with lesser restoration. So when I wake up, I can take care of that.
Okay, so you cast that this basically as soon as you wake up.
Essentially.
That's easy. All right, well that's dealt with. Very good. Describe how you would do that. I'm curious. Like, how do you imagine you would actually go about casting Lesser Restoration? Oh, actually, that doesn't work. You touch a creature that can. One disease or condition. My bad. Okay. Yep. No, you're good. So yeah, you just touch. That's rather disappointing. I feel like there should be more to that, but never mind.
Then it's
just if holy medicine were that simple. Oh, disease. All right,
okay.
cool.
Okay. How about this? I will momentarily summon a pixie from the spell Conjure Woodland Beings, who will sprinkle pixie dust on Yu's big hairy shoulders, and then he'll brush it out and kind of do a little.
The disease is like magical dandruff. I like it. Okay. You're just trying to clear off. Wonderful. Okay, so you all find yourselves in Cognit's basement, aka Babbage's workshop.
One other point of order: the whole thing that Jim and I worked out is something that Jim and I have worked out, but not something yet that you and Babbage have worked out. Correct.
That's correct.
Can we?
Oh, I forgot about that whole thing. Yeah.
Can we ask for like a a DM nugget or pointer for how to get that ball rolling so that it's not
Nah,
too...
man, that's on us. Don't ask Mike to do that.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's.
Well,
I
all right.
imagine
So
that
what I'm
Babbage
saying
is just
is,
trying to come up with his own
but here's
ideas.
okay. But here's my issue: is that we've already leveled up, and so the horse has already been the horse is already out of the barn,
Mechanically, yes,
right?
but yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is
Horse. I'm looking for a horse.
like I love this and I can't wait to use it, but leveling up and having those pieces in play already, I mean, is it as simple as being like, oh, Babbage, guess what I can do now?
Well, no, I think for flavor, like for mechanics, we've already gained the ability, but for flavor, we'll brainstorm it within context. So stand by for how that happens.
Yeah, because I mean, certainly, the Blessed Bellarmine and Canaan have no idea about this. So, all right.
I have woken up much stronger today.
Hey, any more attributes that we can get, like tattoos and so forth? Now that we're found another article.
So you recall that there's a price for those, which is those little like mana crystal pieces that you've sort of seen coming across, but you did not find any in your more recent journeys. So unless you already have some in your inventory that I'm not tracking, you have not acquired any new ones. You haven't acquired any of the basically like the currency that you would need to be able to buy more tattoos or enhancements or magical potions of the sort.
So it's all based on mana crystals.
Yes, that is the. If you want magical stuff, that's the currency you need, which you can only acquire. Well, however you acquire them.
Hey, Mike, I'm going to retcon something. I have yet to cast Lesser Restoration,
Okay.
and that whole disease like dandruff, getting rid of it, that never happened.
So you still have the disease, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. Fine by me.
I've got a slot for mana crystals.
A slot? What do you mean?
Well, in my inventory, I have a place to put them if we find some.
Oh, very fair, I suppose. Okay. I am not tracking how many things you have attuned to you, but I'll deal with that later. So you're all together.
Isn't it time for us to go to the next, find the next item?
Mike,
Hey,
give me a
guys.
symptom, an obvious symptom that I would like when I wake up. Like, oh yeah, I have this affliction still.
How would this manifest? What would you notice little small tufts of hair falling out in places, like you're shedding slightly more than you normally would.
So I wake up from the couch, and
yeah, there's like more fur on this couch than there should be.
then I embarrassed in like an embarrassed kind of, I mean, all 7'8" of me, right? Furtive, no pun intended, manner. Start collecting up all the tufts of hair, kind of looking over my shoulder. And then I guess if Kanan's sitting right there, then I do the, oh, good morning, stuffing that into my pouch, turning around.
Just kind of look at him like, I don't know. I just assume he's going through like hormonal changes. I guess I don't know.
Whatever fur block does.
I don't know, fur bug stuff. I don't know.
I guess it would be druid paws. Is that what you're saying?
Word.
Oh,
Perhaps puberty. I don't.
Fur plug puberty. I don't know.
And then in the only time you've ever seen me angry, ever, I look at you and I go, "You saw nothing. Oh, good morning, kid.
Well, that was a very restful evening. I don't know about you all, but I think it's time to check in with the local folk and let them know what's happened. Has anybody even talked to Cognan yet?
I haven't seen him.
All right, well, let's go
Didn't see
find
him.
the old friend.
Didn't see him in the tower here.
I'm gonna head upstairs.
All right, we'll follow.
You move through Cuddle's den on the first
But
floor.
didn't I come all the way down and I didn't see him?
Actually, I take that back. As you're, hold on, back up. You're all still, as you're both about to come upstairs, the door, this large door in front of you opens.
Mm-hmm.
And
Buh.
both, basically, Cuddles and River come walking into the space.
Oh,
Basically,
Ooh.
Cuddles on what looks like it's not even a rope leash. It's like a string. You look at it and you Babbage especially, like there's no way that can hold there's no way that can hold
it's
an
just
owl
a
bear.
formality.
But it's like it's very slack. It's long enough, but it's just like she's holding it. She still has these gauntlets on as a friendly reminder that you've seen her carry things way heavier than she has any right to be able to carry. Well, she's wearing gauntlets that she never seems to have removed. But so yeah, the two of them walk in. She goes, "Oh, you're all awake. Good, great."
Yes.
Giving Bellarmine a side eye a little bit.
Hey,
I've
we
been
just
meaning.
saved her. Fuck. She can't be upset.
I've been meaning to ask you, River.
Yes.
What's the deal with the big gloves?
Oh, they were sort of a family heirloom, if you will. They used to be my father's before we ended up here. She gets kind of quiet and clearly the memory, clearly sad at the memory, at which at the moment she gets sort of downtrodden, Cuddles, being 4 times her size, nudges her and nuzzles her a little bit, and then nuzzles her a little bit. She kind of pats him.
So noted. Highly sentimental. Not something you'd part with. I'll log that away in the data bank.
No. At which point you get a small growl from Cuddles.
I said not something she'd part with. Easy, big fella.
But yeah, no, they were sort of very special to my father. They made him sort of a famous warrior, but yeah, I don't want to talk about it now.
Totally fine. Understand.
And with that, she gently moves past you, and her and Cuddles start walking up the stairs.
Do we ask her
Where's
where Canada is?
Yeah, where's Cognan? Canadan is in a couple layers up.
Oh, that would have been fun. I'm right with you guys.
Oh,
I think I'm right with you guys.
so you asked. So River, as she's heading up the stairs, oh, he's probably all the way. He might not be awake yet. He tends to be a bit of a night owl. I can go.
A night owl bear. I'll see if I can find him.
Let me feed Cuddles, and then I can go. I'll go knock on his door. Is what River
Very
says.
good, Dan. Don't knock too hard. You might break it down. I crack myself up.
She doesn't even respond. She doesn't even acknowledge that you said that. It just kind of goes up the stairs. You hear what sounds like some large bowl of, I can only describe as dog food being poured into a bowl somewhere.
Giant bowl of kibble.
Yeah, basically.
Where's that sound coming from?
The floor above you.
Up on the second floor.
Yeah. Well, you're on the ground floor, the first floor. Cuddles' den.
Then I'm gonna quickly start moving upstairs to that sound.
Okay.
Remind me again how many tattoos we can have on our body at any given moment.
I believe the answer is 3.
And weapon enchantments, we can have any number of them, but only one per item.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm letting you people be overpowered, and that's okay. Yeah, only one enchantment per item.
And they both cost a mana crystal, or only what's the cost for each thing?
Hold on. I believe each thing just costs a mana crystal. Let me go through my notes. Alchemist. Yeah, each potion's a mana crystal. Each enhancement's a mana crystal. And where's my tattooist? For the 4 different tattoos. Yeah, no, they're all.
Everything's a mana crystal.
Everything's a mana crystal.
So we can change which tattoo we have.
We can change them for free?
No.
Oh.
No. She can. Well, that's a discussion you can have with her if you are curious how that works.
We can add one though. We can add up to 3, right?
You can have up to 3 tattoos on your body, yes. Before the magic starts to get weird. Is what she has explained to you in the past. Beyond that, I don't think you all asked questions.
Hey guys, where do we get these mana crystals for more tattoos?
We'd have to find them. I've been trying to find that out myself. I'm gonna guess the mana mine, just by its name.
Should that be our next target?
Well,
Bellarmine, you recall seeing what looked like a red version of those kinds of crystals hanging off of the really large undead that were walking around outside the tower or outside Deadwatch, but none of you remember seeing that off in distance, but none of you really engaged any closer to them than that. So that's the only time you recall ever seeing one that wasn't already
they've got gem hearts.
you've discussed.
Give me my shard blade.
Beyond that, no. Well, you do recall Cognan. You do vaguely remember Cognan mentioning a possible source of them, but actually, let me see. Give me a moment. Where's my? So if you're looking at, dang it, where's my plot items? There it is, outdated island map. So if you're looking at this map,
yes.
I can't click to. There's that
That's okay.
cave. There's a cave just to the east of the bridge, north of
The
Old
dig.
Doors Tower. No,
That's right. That was no.
not the dig. Although,
north of the Rushlands.
yeah, north of the Rushlands. There's that potential cave there. That
That's
was
right.
an expired crystal mine.
That was the
or
side
mine
quest that we opted not to go on and instead went south to Deadwatch.
Correct. So there's the possibility of them being there.
There's side quests if available.
Yeah, the dig was, as opposed to the mana mine up to the northwest, the dig was actually a coal mine that Cognan explained was the source of where the airships seem to be getting their fuel, basically.
Got it. All right.
Um,
Junktown is where the bandits are, right?
yes.
But once we've defeated all of the path, will it be repopulated with evil? With creatures?
I don't think there's any way to know that. It's not a video game. There were things like respawn. It's the world.
So we could duplicate our steps quickly and we'll get some more mana crystals.
Possibly. They may exist in that mine, which we've not been in. The mine could be populated with other dangerous things. So that's one option. The other option would be to head
to the dig.
There's nothing in the dig that we need. I think if we're looking for artifacts, our next option's either Strongmont or Vineholm. Yes? Am I remembering that correctly?
It's somewhere you have. So the idea was that there's 4 different. I had a name for them. What did I call them?
Yeah, they weren't artifacts. They had a different name.
Well, so the artifacts are used to power. Dang it! Where are my notes? It's been too long. I'm even forgetting my own plot at this point. Where's the Friends of Ella journal? She explained it in here. The Mythals, that's what it was.
Mythals, that's the word.
There were 4 Mythals that were powered. One of them, you've basically found the source of 2 of them, and one of them basically operates north of somewhere either in Wintervane or possibly even the Mana Mine or possibly even somewhere north.
So there's one north, which could be in the Mana Mine or Vineholm or somewhere else.
Yeah,
and then there's one in the moors.
The notes made it pretty clear that the other one's in Strongmont.
The last one. So we should save that for last.
No, don't interpret that. The one you hadn't mentioned yet.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking.
Well,
yeah, so we have
the highest probability of us finding mana crystals would be in the Mana Mine. So if we went up to Vineholm, maybe we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
That's possible. We may just make a 3-point trip, stopping at the cave in the Rushlands, and then making our way to Vineholm, and then making our way to the Mana Mine.
That sounds like a plan.
With retreats back to Uldor's Tower as needed. So I think before we leave, we should be well outfitted for a long journey, including rations and anything that we would need for lodging and safety.
Yeah, I agree that Vineholm should be our next bet.
Should we go to the inn and inquire if there's anything worthwhile investigating before we leave?
It may be good for us to, I think, spread out through town and get the lay of the land and the talk of the town and see what folks are saying, if anyone has some information. I'll ask our little gnome friend if she's got any requirements that we could keep our eyes out for while we're heading through old abandoned mines and such.
Mm-hmm. I'll talk to Lydia, the tattooed lady.
Lydia, the tattooed. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I'll head back to the inn.
Old Joe, nobody got it.
What?
Except Jim.
I was like, obviously I got it.
Well, I said except Jim.
Yeah. All right, then. I think that's pretty good marching orders.
Well, okay, hold on. You were headed toward Cuddles, is that correct?
Basically, I hear the sound of dog food, essentially, and I'm looking to see if there's a matching bowl of water to go with it.
There is.
Okay. Where is it in the room? Were you just pinged?
Down here. I take that back. This is like the food and the water bowl are down here.
Okay. And I see Cuddles eating already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did you go? I'm going to go find you, because he left us in mid-conversation.
I'll follow because I don't want to be down in the basement by myself.
I don't actually think you'd be able to see him come up the stairs, honestly, because he's on the far side of the tower. So you're next to Cuddles. Cuddles is in the middle of eating its food when it kind of looks at you suspiciously, like.
Right. What's the nature of this disease? Is this something that undead do?
It was inflicted on you by that blood whipped with that thing thing that came like sprinting into Deadwatch, like the temple church place. And was like, it had like a whip made out of some sort of like coagulated blood that it was using, as well as like some infected type of claw. It was the claw hitting you that.
Right, and that thing was undead, right?
Do you have Vecna's curse now?
Hold on. Yes, it was undead.
Okay, thank you. So, at this point,
as you start to get closer to Cuddles, it starts to growl at you.
Right. I mean,
Very very protective of its food.
I wouldn't be a very good druid if I didn't have a few tricks up my sleeve for an animal that's on edge. Now, would I?
Fair.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Cuddles and just kind of pretend to slap him, not slap him on the back, but, a little, hey there, bud. And I want to use animal handling.
Okay.
But I'm going to first cast guidance on myself.
All right.
So I have advantage on animal handling to communicate to Cuddles to A, calm down, and then B, to trust me.
All right, good job doing advance. Oh no, you would have passed either way. So, all right. So, Cuddles kind of relaxes a bit. Still kind of eyeing you a little bit, but then like resumes eating its food.
Don't forget, Cuddles and I are about the same size, so this isn't, like. I'm 7'8". How tall is Cuddles?
Hold on, let me double check this.
12 feet.
Owlbears. 8 to 10.
Substantially taller than anything else, though. So it's like, hey, woodland creature,
it's not
one to another.
A massive size difference. So, all right, that's fair.
Right. Okay. And there's this big container of water in front of it. Presumably water that's already been, it's kind of like the dog bowl. It's like, it won't kill you, but it's kind of slimy, gross water that you want nothing to do with in the first place, right?
No, River provides Cuddles with clean water.
Either way. All right, so Yu's going to go right up to the water, knowing that there's this affliction coursing through his veins caused by the undead. And from his druidic background and training, he's going to remember that some druids travel to the peaks of the highest mountains in order to bathe in the most untainted, purest snow at the top of the mountain peaks in order to cleanse themselves of afflictions, preferring to save other spells for more direct instances in combat itself. And so what he's going to do is he's going to go up to this pool of water and kind of mesh his hands around in it, and then all of a sudden take it and immediately fling it up in the air. And once it's in the air, then cast Shape Water to freeze it to try to create his own snow effect to fix this hair-depleting affliction of his from the undead claw. I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm just saying this is what he's doing. Like,
are you casting restoration as part of this? Just no.
No, not at all. I've never cured a disease. I just know that Yu knows that's something he has at his disposal. But why burn a level 2 when you can get away with the cantrip, even though it's not going to work, right? Like, proportionality,
it's a
balance.
ceremonial thing for you. I'm okay with this. Mechanically, it doesn't work, but ceremonially, you're going with the RP. I like it. I'm a fan. So you at first, Cuddles again starts to look at you weird when you grab its water picture, but when you turn it into snow, it's almost like the
and then start,
slapping.
Yeah, it's falling down as snow, and then now I have my snow, and I'm.
The owlbear's just kind of stupefied.
That's fine.
What is that?
I never thought much of owlbears anyway.
The beak just kind of drops open and just kind of looks around confused, looks at you confused, continues to just look around at the snow, starts to peck at the snow as it's falling, and try to maybe catch some of the snowflakes with his tongue. Now it's just sort of entertained by this. Babbage, you're apparently watching all this?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I am as well. Just kind of watching. And
that was a heck of a thing.
So yeah, Cuddles just. I mean, it's not that much snow, right? So it wouldn't last very long. But Cuddles definitely seems to be just absolutely fascinated.
Remember, an inch of water is a foot of snow. So.
Okay. spread across space. But yeah, all right. So you've got a pretty decent dusting at this point. Now, Cuddles is just basically like a dog in snow for the first time, just like pawing at it, like scraping at it, poking at it, like just confused, like looking at the water bowl, like licking at the water bowl and be like, wow.
Ew! What did I just witness?
I'm gonna basically ignore anything that anyone else is saying right now. So, at which point during this ritual does you realize that it's not working yet? Again, not having any real. You just knows that there's an affliction.
As you're bathing and more hairs falling out.
Well, I mean, it's a modest amount of snow, right?
Right. So by the time all of the snow actually like settles, you realize that your hair is still coming out in small tufts.
Oof.
Which we'll say this takes about a minute. I don't know how long it takes for a foot of snow to fall. Probably. Well, that'd be a pretty decent. It's a pretty heavy snowfall for like a minute, and then it's all just settled and like spreading out. And again, Cuddles is now like pushing this all over the place.
All right. So, seeing as this doesn't work, you's gonna kind of get frustrated and a little stubborn. So you's going to cast Conjure Animals.
Is this a spell? Is this a spell that you're battling?
I have a disease that's still lingering from, but you don't know that.
From a spell, or okay, so we don't know anything.
He's dealing with it from an attack he has suffered from an afflicted weapon. I don't think he's really told.
What I'm trying to find out is if I cast the spell magic or cure wounds, if that would help him at all.
It's a disease, so whatever you have to find something that's the description is it cures a disease.
We need to find a paladin.
I'd have to know that he has a problem and he hasn't told anybody.
Correct.
Okay, so after the initial attempt works or doesn't work, the thought going through you's head is attached from my roots and my woodland creature friends, and clearly this owlbear doesn't bring enough druidic essence or meta magic around. So I need a larger audience, more of a friend circle to make this happen. So he's going to cast Conjure Animals, and Mike, feel free to populate the room with. Let's see. Oh, I linked it in chat, so you can see. 1 of 2, 2 of 1, 4 of half, or 8 of a quarter. So pick any 8 challenge rating 1/4 animal. It doesn't matter. I'm not about to like do combat or anything with them. Just for flavor purposes. Axe, beak, boar, constrictor, snake, draft horse, elk, giant badger, giant bat, giant centipede, giant frog, giant lizard, giant owl, giant poisonous snake, giant wolf, spider, panther, riding horse, wolf.
Here we go.
So any 8 of those.
Oh nope. Let's see.
I guess what I'm saying is, since everyone heard that list, just imagine a random assortment of 8 of those animals.
Like, all right, so you cast. Where are you? Okay, so you get. So after the snow all settles, you go through your visual and somatic components to summon woodland creatures, and as a result, it's as if the snow was their home, and 8 white pixies come flying out of the fluff.
Pixies? Mechanically speaking, just for the record.
You get pixies, not in combat.
Wait, well, hold on. Animals is a level 3 spell. Conjure Woodland Beings, Fae is level 4. I'm doing the level 3.
I'm sorry, the beasts.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Stand by.
I would love to have
Well, it would have been a waste of your pixie roll.
Well.
I'm enthralled by these new arcane weavings that I've not witnessed before, and I'm still trying to figure out how you phase changed matter.
Might.
Okay, so
If you click on that link, that will bring up the D&D Beyond spell compendium for conjure animals, so you can see the list.
oh, that's helpful. Oh, nope, that didn't work. That's just your spell list. That's all right. I got my Kobold Fight Club.
No,
All right,
yeah.
so
If you expand conjure animals, it says the creature names: CR 0, 1/8, 1/4, 1/2, 1 and 2.
oh yeah, but it doesn't give like that. Okay. So all right.
Gives you everything. What are you talking about?
I promise you, I don't need any of their abilities or dice rolls. This is for RP flair.
Fair enough. Get to my. This is. Oh, whoops, wrong one. There we go.
Give him a plesiosaurus. I want to see it flop on the ground.
Like the whale from Hitchhikers.
He just flops a hunter shark on the stone. It's like, help me!
I think I'm gonna go with an elk and ride that around with the 60-foot move speed.
Oh, 8 beasts. Okay. So what appears are. I'm gonna write this down in case this matters, because I can see this becoming a thing. So from seemingly the etherealness of the spell, I mean, how long does this take to actually cast? It's one action. All right, and they just appear. All right. 8 beasts. You have 2 elks, 2 giant owls, 2 wolves, and 2 ponies.
Okay. So as soon as they spawn, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals, and then I'm going to explain to the elks that they need to rhythmically tap their hooves on the stone floor, to the owls that they need to rhythmically flap their wings to create a flurry so the snow storm is even better next time. You said, what were the other 2? The
Elks.
owls.
Elks, owls, wolves, and ponies.
The wolves and the ponies are going to harmoniously howl and sing and neigh with each other. And all right, so once all that's going, I'm going to try this again.
All that's happening, and you hear, because you can understand him now, or it now, Cuddles is like, what?
I speak to Cuddles. What? I guess I wouldn't speak Owlbear. He would just understand me somehow.
Soft powder, sky powder, friends,
and
room.
And you have to understand, you when he speaks to animals is not you or not you. It's the most eloquent Queen's English, Clive Owen.
Phenomenal. He speaks with animals with perfect grammar and diction.
Cuddles
so I explained to Cuddles in the most
super confused and is mostly just being like, where's River? River?
And I explained to Cuddles that he should watch to understand the power of nature magic, and that he is part of it, and it is part of him all at the same time.
I mean, now it looks now
okay.
Cuddles looks at you, just being like, okay, and kind of just plops like you'd think a bear with its like legs, with its back legs sticking out and its front paws between its legs, just like.
And while this is happening, the animal chorus is still going on. So I'm gonna. Is there still a fair amount of water in the bowl, or did I get rid of most of it?
You got rid of most of it.
Perfect.
And Cuddles
I was hoping you would.
It too.
I was hoping you would say that. Okay, so I pulled up.
By the way, River is from his hearing the commotion, and you see her coming around the corner.
Pay no attention to it. This is the coup de grace right here. So, seeing that there's no more water in the bowl, he's gonna sit there, stroke his beard hair for a moment, pulling out another tuft, shaking his head, and then realizes, oh. And so now, Yu's going to create a big blob of water above his head, trying to get as much snow out of it as possible, and then suddenly remembers after he woke up this morning that he has this new Twitch-like ability to cast a spell and then cast a cantrip right behind it. So he's going to create this big blob of water up in the air above him to make a giant snowstorm. That's create or destroy water, which I already have prepared. And then I'm going to quicken cast shape water to freeze as much of it as possible. Hopefully to make snow. But if that were to backfire somehow and make ice instead and have it fall down and hit me in the head, I would totally understand that because this is the first time I've ever tried.
Well, hold on. You're creating 10 gallons of clean water in Cuddles' bowl. Is that the idea?
Not like in the air above me.
Well, it's got to be in an open container.
Yeah, you have to create it in an open container.
Okay, so I'm going to take Cuddles' bowl and throw it up in the air, and then when it's in the air, create it in the bowl, and then have that fall out and immediately quicken cast to freeze it.
And you're turning it into snow, not ice.
Well, I'd like to turn it into snow, but again, before I was flinging it up and turning it on these little aerosols and droplets in the air and then freezing it. This is more like it's all spilling out straight down in one stream.
So you create a massive amount of water and then dunk yourself, essentially.
Yes, again, hoping that it's going to come out as snow, but if it backfires and it stays as one, it turns into one big chunk of ice and falls down and hits me and stuns me in the process, then I understand and I accept consequences of my action.
Or opacity. The water must be changed in the same way throughout. This change lasts for whenever you freeze. Okay. You can manipulate one of the following ways. You shape it. You cause it to form the simple shapes. I mean, freeze.
You either shape it, change its color, or freeze it. I would posit that if the water wasn't already misted when frozen, then it would freeze in the shape of the container that it's created in.
Yeah, so you basically create a block of ice in Cuddles' water bowl at this point. So you threw it, you cast the spell, and then you quicken the spell. So I'm gonna argue it doesn't just like stop its momentum overhead and fall on you. I'm gonna argue that you basically created this block of ice that then smashes into the wall here, thus destroying Cuddles' water bowl. And then just a block of ice.
Even though I tried to toss it up above me.
Oh, you're trying to go straight up. Oh.
Yeah, so it's like Charlie Brown storm cloud right above.
All right. Roll a dexterity save.
That would not be an advantage, would it? Should I re-roll it?
No.
That'd be the 10.
Okay.
No, it's the 10. So you throw it up, expecting this mist of snow to come down on you. Realize a second too late that it's now a block of ice that's about to fall on your head, and manage to basically it like clips the side of your head as you try to roll out of the way, taking 1 damage from the falling thing, and it slams into the ground and destroys Cuddles' water bowl.
Mother of God.
Bear's so confused.
And then
okay, I'm done with you ignoring me. I walk up. Final act. He remembers he has this spell called Lesser Restoration, and so he's going to first attempt to cast it on the bowl to fix it, and then realize, no, that's not what meant by restoration. It does nothing. Then he remembers, wait, that cures diseases, and burns another level 2 spell to cure the disease on himself. This is all reflected in my character sheet. I hope you know.
That's fair. You're doing all this while Babbage is, I assume, jabbering at you. River is yelling at you because you've just destroyed Cuddles' water bowl.
Well, did it break? Because it hit him first and absorbed a bunch of the impact.
No, it's still the bowl itself still broke. I'm just gonna say, for flavor's sake, you lost concentration, and therefore all of the animals disappeared. And Cuddles just looks super confused.
Excuse me, you. What did I just witness? What in the heck's going on here? How do you manipulate the phase of matter? That's tripping me out.
As Babbage is speaking to me, I start the usual, but then I realize, oh, it's not.
Yeah, your hair actually stays now.
So then I pull out the tuft of hair that I had from before and let that go. There's no need to carry the bast anymore.
Assuming that's how you're answering my questions, I'm further
And then-
confused.
And then I turn to Babbage.
There's
and I
just a bunch
say,
of wet hair on the floor now.
you would not believe.
River's like, why are you making a mess destroying it? Now this place is a mess. I need a mop. Why are you throwing your hair on the floor that's wet? I don't understand. I can't stand any of you, and just storms out of the room.
I'm a man of science, so I don't really care what she's doing. I'm just enthralled by this ability to manipulate matter. Like, I assume he's controlling physics.
I mean, you probably would have been exposed to such magic before, but go on.
Druid magic? I don't know.
Oh, fair.
But I am pretty smart, and I am jack of all trades. But it's not something I've seen him do before.
Accurate.
Yeah, so, Are you telling me you've been able to manipulate the phases of matter in an instant this whole time?
The moon's faces. What matter do you speak of?
Oh my goodness, I forget I have to talk to you as a child. You can make warm water so cold, become like rock.
Snow. Everyone knows snow. You
Not
do not
snow,
need to speak.
solid. Brick. Like brick of snow, ice block.
I see what you did there.
Can you do that whenever you want, at will?
Is there any water left on the ground?
Melted snow at this point, yeah.
Okay. Then, as he says that, I freeze it.
So now you have... Alright, all the ground around you is now difficult terrain. You've just iced, like it was like with spilled water and then melted snow, and like you've just frozen over it all, and now everything's
Is that-
melted.
Is that enough of a deck save to prevent him from toppling over?
I mean, it's not your toppling. It's double movement now. It's not like you're
Right. But what
slipping.
I'm saying is, is that considered a save? What he just rolled, or does he fail?
That was just for flavor more
I
than
mean,
anything.
I'm
Like,
putting,
can do
I'm
with it what
putting
he
the
wants.
DC of all these things at 13, so no, that would be a
So he fails. Okay. No, perfect. So as Babbage fails, Jim, you could not have planned this out better. I'm going, for the first time ever, Yu's going to pick up Babbage and, and then in a moment of inspiration,
Wear him like a backpack?
throw him up on shoulders.
You're like a small child that basically like piggybacking.
Well, thank you.
Which you're almost touching the ceiling, by the way, if not bumping your head into it. It's about 10 feet high, so.
Oh, no, I have plenty of room.
And then I'm going to
If
move
he's 7 and I'm
across.
sitting?
Okay.
Do I need to roll a dex check? I assume I do.
No, it's difficult terrain. It's just
Okay.
It's just you have to be careful where
So-
you're fine.
So I'm gonna do
Mine-
that, and then
Am I missing all of this?
I'm gonna. You walked away from all of this, Bellarmine. I've got to get you up to speed. I am gonna pause for a second and ask what Kanadin's doing through all of this.
Basically, just standing here with my jaw hanging open, trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Druid
River does
magic
kinda, like,
does
look
not look nearly as impressive indoors.
Since I don't have to focus
Honestly.
on walking, I'm going to pull out a sketch pad and start jotting down some ideas as my brain starts going crazy with the potential that I've just discovered.
River does give you, Kanadin, this exasperated look as she walks by, as if like.
I just
What's
like
wrong with
this.
your friends?
Sorry?
She goes upstairs.
Oh, and then hearing River get so exasperated, I'm going to cast another cantrip and it used, he feels bad about what's just happened, so he's going to use the flame to try to evaporate the water.
I mean, you're gonna melt the snow.
Well, yeah, and then evaporate the water, right? No, I mean, it's enough.
Over time, I guess.
Yeah, enough. I mean, we're in an RP session. We got plenty of time.
Fair.
Right? It lasts for 10 minutes. It's a cantrip. I'll just keep blow drying.
Just
and if I happen
just very slowly moving around all the water on the floor.
And if I happen to ignite some of my hair and it's unpleasant for a moment, well, it's just consequences.
Cuddles is very much uncomfortable around the fire and backs away from you while you're doing that.
Well, I can still talk to him, can't
I? It lasts for, hold on. Speak. Oh no, I think
10 minutes.
Is it? That's not a concentration.
It's 10 minutes. No.
Okay. So yeah, no, you can still talk to Cuddles. Cuddles like, fire, why?
And I explained to Cuddles that it is the elements that all take a turn rearing their head in our daily lives, sometimes in isolation, oftentimes in combination, and such and something or other. And so he
extremely elegantly.
Of course.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
the intelligence 3 owlbear doesn't seem to be comprehending much of this, but knows to back away slowly. Ends up bumping.
Meanwhile, I try to answer any questions that Babbage has about, these druidic abilities that it's like a Swiss Army knife, and you pull out another Swiss Army knife from it, and it's just layers upon layers of maybe useful stuff.
Well, I am thinking of a couple of uses.
All right,
so tell me more about this water. You can create it anywhere. Or does it have to be in a container? And et cetera, et cetera. I garner from him basically the spell cards of both of those spells.
All right. Pausing on that theater. Bellarmine, you have made your way to Julie's home of tattooing and honey.
But I can't get anything because I have no mana crystals, right?
That is correct.
But I can knock on the door.
Yes, you can.
And I knock again.
Oh yeah, you can see.
And then,
so she comes and she opens the door and she goes, "Oh, why, hello, darling. How may I be of the service to you? Would you like to come in and have a cup of tea?"
no, not necessarily, but I am just very curious about these tattoos. How do I get another one?
Quite the business, are we? Well, you understand, we have only need to those. I'm able to procure some of my magical ink, if you will, if you can acquire one of those magical crystals, and or if you have some other magical tincture, perhaps, or if there's some other magical item that you no longer need. I believe. What is his name? I'm blanking. Stand by. Where's... Dang it. Where'd he go? Person whose name is escaping the DM at the moment has the ability to try to harness some magic out of certain items that he may be able to use for my tattooingness. Or my tattooing skills.
And where do I find them?
Quail, there he is. I'm sorry, say again?
And where do I find him?
Oh, Quail lives in the... Where is he? He lives in the house just next to the warehouse in the southeastern corner of town. I will throw you over there just so you can see the map.
So I say thank you, and then I head over there.
Okay. Like, nice to talk to you. You're out of your sight, and she's trying to just, present pleasantries, but off you go. All right. So you make your way. I mean, her house from the tower is a very short walk, but you make your way. Okay, interesting that I don't know my picture is pixelated. That's weird. All right. Do you intend to stop anywhere else, or you're just making your way straight to Quayle's house?
Straight to Quayle's house to see if I can get whatever I need to get another tattoo.
Okay. Got it. Why aren't you? There we go.
And Quayle's the guy with the strange mask on, right?
That is correct. So let's see. You all go over here for now. Right. So yeah, you find yourself basically in front of a two-story house. I don't know if you've ever actually been here before.
Knock on the door.
So Quail, like you said, the man with the fake mask, kind of cracks the door open. Where's my dynamic lighting? There. Do that. Okay. Yes.
Excuse me, but the Julie needs a magic item to create another tattoo. Is that something you can help me with?
You'd like to try to extract some magical properties from an item, perhaps?
Yep, there we go.
Do you have perhaps an item that you no longer require?
I don't know.
You understand, any item that you would hand me to be used for such a purpose would no longer function. Yes?
Mm-hmm, I understand. So I hand him one of my candles.
He looks at you confused.
Oh, these are holy candles.
As in, they have been
Is it?
empowered with some
They've
sort
been
of
blessed and they're made out of beeswax.
Sir, I don't believe you understand what it is that this requires. You're boring me. And he just hands you the candle and just starts to close the door.
Oh, wait a minute. What is it that you want? What can I give you?
If you have some sort of enchanted item that has some magical powers imbued into it, sir. Mechanically, he's talking about something with like a +1 on it, or something that has like a magical property associated with it.
So give me an idea where I might find one.
That would be an excellent question for anybody in this town that wished to know the answer. As far as I know, no one in this town will be willing to part with whatever personal magical item they have. So where you
So,
can
all right. So I run back to Babbage to see if he can make one.
So you just take off. All right. Okay. You run back to Babbage. Got it. Let me see where you.
Remember, no small talk, just all business.
Yes. Okay. You are going to end up back with the players. All right. Kanadin.
Yes, I'm still alive.
Is there anything else you'd like to be doing in the town while Bellarmine's
Yeah.
running around and you and Babbage are discussing the finer details of manipulating water?
Yes, I am going to go back to the inn and talk to what's his face there at the bar.
Dolan.
Dolan.
Bar, yes. I don't know if there's a way I can make all of you actually see the name tags underneath some of these characters, but I digress.
Where's Babbage at the moment? Am I in the right room?
They're still, well, you don't actually.
I'm wherever you is.
you don't. Well, you don't know where they are. Last you saw them, they were still in the basement.
Well, I'm in the first
You
floor right now. I walked up to the first floor.
travel quick.
Right. We'll get there. It's gonna take you time to run around town and have these conversations.
All business. All business.
All right. So, Canadan, you walk into the Singing Spade. It's about, I don't know, mid-morning at this point.
Okay.
There we go.
Who do I see? There we go.
You've got Dimitri, who was that guy at the, if you remember way back when, the person, one of the two at the front of the town hall when you first walked to town. There was the hall, and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, man." Dragonborn, Lyco, the Lionel type person, and then the dwarf Grimbeard, all seem to be enjoying a simple breakfast. And Dolan is polishing. Dolan seems to be polishing mugs at the table. Or at the,
All right.
actually,
So then I will go, kind of walk past these guys, nod, morning, and then go sit at my usual spot at the bar.
very good. Grimbeard just sort of gives you a nod. Lyco lifts up his mug. I look forward to your grand tales and adventures, sir. You powerful spearman.
I raise my, I assume that Dolan doled me out a cup of coffee at this point.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'll raise my mug to him and order a simple breakfast and go join these guys at the table and relay our escapades from the, I guess, previous day.
Okay.
Right? It was yesterday.
Is there any particular detail you focus on, or are there any particular details you omit? Or do you want to specifically, or do you want to actually go through and like role play this out? That's up to you.
No. I mean, I would just give him like kind of a basic version. I'm not going to go into like details on the number of enemies and how we had to fit everything together. Just kind of the fact that we ran into these guys, we found the amulet, we came home, omitting most details, but not anything in particular. Does that make sense?
It does. Lyco and Dimitri tend to pepper you with questions about like what was it like getting across the bridges, how was it getting through the forest. I can't believe you actually made it to Deadwatch. You're saying you saw a whole bunch of, like, do you mention the airship? Or do you even know, about the airship? Actually, no, I don't know if. I take that back.
I don't
know if you don't. I don't think that specific detail is actually related to you. Never mind. It was more just.
You told us that the bandits were there. That's why we decided not to go back upstairs.
Right, but I don't know if he specifically mentioned the airship. He just said bandits.
I don't know. I don't think I saw the airship.
He said skyboat or something like that.
Oh, skyboat. That's right. The owl told us about it, right?
Yeah, well,
no, so I would not have mentioned that because it wouldn't have really stuck in my head.
All right, fair. Okay.
We were just on our way out.
Got it. Okay. You mentioned. I assume you mentioned undead.
Yes, for sure.
To which, so yeah, I mean, Dimitri's asking some questions. Lyco's asking very specific, like, tends to focus on, like, questions of combat, especially if you talk about the animated armors that you fought.
For sure, that I'll definitely go into the details there.
No, Lyco, in that case, Lyco's, like, eating this up, because he's very much, like, anything you talk about, like, I mean, the two of you kind of just hit off on the fact that you're both very, martially focused.
Fighty.
So, the Lionel is very much like, yes! More glory to you, sir! More ale and coffee for this man! To which Dolan tries to appease him, but at one point Dolan does sort of like lean over his shoulder and be like, you and your friends are going to owe us another show.
I just nod and say, can I pay you back by telling stories?
This is agreeable. To which Lyco's like, of course he can! Like, sort of supporting you with Dolan, sort of thinking, like, how's he paying the currency, right? Grimbeard maybe says 5 words, and just like, hey, well, Like just every once in a while when you say something that like seems to be particularly like you're trying to emphasize, like Gridbeard kind of like nods and sort of gives you a approving look, but otherwise says almost nothing. Um,
So I will take
so yeah, they're
note
mostly
of
just in
that.
listen mode.
Does he seem like he's like plotting or just not interested?
No, he looks interested. He just doesn't use words. Like his facial expressions seem to like show that he's like he's paying attention and listening. He just doesn't talk.
All right, so then yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about that.
I mean, so
Yeah,
this
so
event
then
this takes you a little while. So like as you're talking, Tag does walk in at one point, kind of like seems to actually she comes in with like a crate. She actually comes in the back, sort of walks in. This looks like Dolan kind of just like gives her a nod. She takes the crate out, unload like you happen to like if you like turn over, you see like she opens up and actually starts to pull out like cans of supplies and like certain like fruits and like a jar of honey here. Like one mug of mead that she hands, or like a bottle of mead that she hands to Dolan, to which Dolan like very reverently takes and like puts underneath the bar. So you're basically seeing like a supply drop. And then she, once she's done that, heads on back out. Kind of basically doesn't really acknowledge you or the story you're telling. She's very business focused about like coming in, dropping something off, and leaving. So yeah. Do you ask any questions of them, or is it more really just you trying to tell a story?
well, I'll answer the questions that they have.
Okay.
But I'll also ask them about the two places, what is it called, Stronghold and
Oh, Strongmont and Vinehold.
Hockenheim or whatever it is.
At that, Lyco just sort of grumbles like, they never let me go exploring. We haven't been to those places in forever. We've never been able to venture outside of town too far. Kind of grumbling. Grimbeard actually seems to get quiet, like his mannerisms even seem to come like quiet at this point, but you can't really read why. Dimitri's just like, I don't know, man. We try never not to go those places, or we know they're on the map, man, but no one here's ever been. To which Dolan pipes up, the only one who may know anything about those two places is Whisper, but I don't even think she has ventured out beyond our woods. Which, if you look at the map, which I really just need to open this thing up in a different window. I don't even think she's ventured far beyond either the Iron Outpost or the Ironwood. But if anybody knows much about that, but since you've been to Deadwatch, which is probably the closest place you could safely go. I mean, we've known what few attempts we've made into the Rushlands. Ah, the Rushlands! Lyco kind of just jumps in. Those damned gnolls and what other? Oh, the Lycelots. Lycelots seem to own the damn Rushlands. Like clearly bitter and upset about it. Like wants to get his teeth into him. Yeah, that's as much as I can give you.
That's it? So just the Lycelots that
They know the Lycelots. Or so Lyco at this point. The Lycelots, they've got that damn fort on the northern gate, which I've tried to assault once or twice. Had to have my fur fixed and put back together, and then the southern bridge, I thought I was going to try to flank them, but they have an outpost just across that bridge too. Always watching the bastards. And I have no idea how many of them there are. I've never been able to get past the two bridges. And I'm amazed you made it. I'm amazed the group of you got past all those harpies. I can't even imagine what the Southern Wild's like. And no one that we know of has ever been as far as ever gotten. We know, no one's ever gotten, especially what's beyond the Rushlands is anybody's guess.
nobody's been beyond the Rushlands. Okay.
Specifically the woods in the middle, yeah.
The northern gate that you're talking about, is that the The bridge between Olo's Tower and the Rush ones?
With the fort, yeah.
Yeah.
You've been there once. That's where your hostage
Oh, that's where
exchange
you
with
fought,
River
yeah.
happened.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you're looking at the map, if you ask anything about like Wintervane or Vineholm, like they got nothing. Like Cognan maybe might know some of the history of the island there, but we've never ventured far past our own little green island here.
Okay. Okay. All right, gents. Thank you. And then I'll kind of finish up my food and head back, I guess, to the place where to the basement,
Got it.
the junkie basement.
Back to the tower. Very good.
Back to the tower. Yes.
All right. You have this conversation. It takes about the same amount of time as it takes for Bellarmine to run around town. Very business-like, but okay. So let's see. So Babbage and you, do you continue to have this conversation in Cuddles' den?
I mean, I don't know where Yu's going. I'm on his shoulders. But once I ascertain the full width and breadth of his ability to create and manipulate water,
Yep.
I then get busy sketching an idea that I've come up with, and I sent it to you in Discord. But in order to make that happen, I need to go talk to my gnome friend because I need a bladder.
Ah. Okay. Where are you going?
Excuse me.
Wherever Babbage says to go.
Oh, okay. So he's
So
truly
you've been
my
just
mount.
hanging out. So you've been hanging out in Cuddles' den for a bit. So you've just kind of been, I guess,
Drying the floor.
right. So you're slowly blow drying the floor while having Babbage on your shoulders.
As he's sketching and musing and asking questions. So Yu's intrigued because he's never, to him, Babbage has just been this amusing little creature that's very clever and makes funny gadgets. And all of a sudden, he's actually interested in what Yu actually is doing, right? So he's like, oh, okay, I'm happy to entertain this.
So eventually, in my
Q&A.
excitement, after I'm done with my sketch, I say, "You, we must go speak with Teg."
I
Yu
have a
knows the
question.
way.
All right. While that's happening, River shows up with Cognin. River initially with a mop, but then Cognin starts you've gotten about, I don't know, half the water at this point. So Cognin just starts
Prestidigitating.
There we go. Prestidigitating. A lot some of the water, and then River's got a mop and cleaning up the rest of it, and is just silent but sullen and sort of just giving you both weird looks and sort of eyes the fact that Babbage is now on you shoulders. Cuddles goes over and nuzzles River as she's mopping, and which makes her happy. And then, so yeah, Cognin's just you've got weird ways of entertaining yourselves. I'm trying to entertain you out there. Going somewhere? Glad to have you back, by the way.
Oh, hey, Cognan. Good to see you.
Are you?
Oh, we should probably. Well, when I see Cognan.
Well, yeah,
Cognan. Whoa, boy.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if anybody told you. Did we tell you last night? Did you even see us last night? I think we walked through and just went to sleep, yeah?
Correct.
Obviously we're back. I don't know if that's a surprise to you, since we were very far away and just appeared back here. Effectively, we got to Deadwatch. We found another power of the Mythal. It was an amulet. It's right there, or I guess right there below me, around the neck of this big fella. And similar to the way it worked at the fort, we walked through another one of those mana crystal-powered pedestals, and it teleported us back into this tower.
Where did you walk out of the wall?
Oh, right over there, different place.
Which is alright. So he I mean, he walks over and starts sort of etching notes and what have you. At this point, both Bellarmine and Kanan walk back in.
So
We
all
found
we need
Cognan.
is a magic item, the mana crystals, and we'll be able to, get some more enhancements.
Yep, that's true.
So where can we get a magic item that we can expend on this project?
Well, I mean, I have this mace that I won't be using. You're welcome to it.
Is it magic?
Tis.
And you don't need it anymore.
I never needed it in the first place. It's just something I found. I'm not one
So
for
I take
swinging
it.
maces.
So I take it and I run back to.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Grabs
That,
and off the knowledge cleric goes. Takes off up the stairs or down the stairs, I guess, depending on which way he wants to go out. Okay. So Cognan is basically busy like etching. Well, look, he's like taking chalk and like etching out where he's guessing like the actual archway is for the entranceway for the where you all popped out of Deadwatch over here. So okay, are you having? So yeah, he's busy taking notes at this point. He's also actually so he does that, and he's also sketching the necklace, which if I have my journal notes.
is it called the Amulet of Sentry, or is it the other one?
Amulet of Sentry is the amulet that you is wearing.
Okay.
So this from the notes from the journal pages that you gave me is, I believe, Gregor's talisman, yes?
That's what I seem to understand it as.
Can I, so you've attuned to it at this point, yeah?
You has, yeah.
Okay, alright. Would I be able to borrow that so that I can take notes and maybe do some bit of studying? Having a mythal is a very, very powerful thing to have access to. It'd be nice if I could actually create one using your necklace to be able to protect or maybe even fortify some of the magics around here.
When will I get it back? When will you get it back?
You're getting smarter just having me on your shoulders.
I'm very wise, just average intelligence.
I've never actually been able to study something that's been turned into a mythal before, so I can't. I would like as long as I could have with it.
Before you heads back out in the world, you wishes to wear the amulet again. It seems lucky.
Okay. May I have it, please?
Do you agree to return it to you before you set out in the world again?
When do you intend to set out into the world again?
Well, you certainly have some time while we go and talk to Teg.
So, like, an hour? You're leaving today? Again? You just got back?
No, I don't expect we'll be leaving today.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll take a day with it, sure. Yeah, but you don't. So you actually like the moment you actually go to take it off, you like you go. No, I actually don't want to part with it.
Oh, you're cursed. That's cool.
So like you just don't want to at that point. Like the moment you actually like go to take it off, you're like, no.
So there's no way I'm a better actor than Ian Holm. So I'm just gonna conjure up the Bilbo scene from Rivendell. Right? And that is exactly
Which like so to Cognan will understand like okay. That was strange.
Are you all right? You? What was that all about? Just give him the amulet. You just said you would. I mean, I don't understand what's happening. All right. Oh, All right, okay. Well, Cognan, I guess he doesn't want to part with it.
I
I'll-
can. I'll just. Can you hold still so I can at least sketch it? And he just starts to struck the.
I mean,
crystal.
I've
Fantastic.
got a pretty decent vantage from up here on his shoulders. I can certainly take some notes and sketches.
That would be much appreciated while you're on your journey, Zest. Thank you.
Happy to do it. So I will
Without
flip to
removing
a
it,
new
I
fresh
will
page and make a nice sketch of the
flip
old
it
lady.
around so it's hanging behind my back.
Perfect.
Okay.
And since
Yeah, nice, good view of it.
yeah,
Right in.
Yep, right there.
Sure, why not? Okay. Kanadin, what are you doing?
I got a little distracted because I just saw a friggin' mouse run across my damn basement.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. So that's a whole big journey that I'm gonna have to go on now.
Zach's personal side quest, mouse hunting.
Yeah, mouse hunting. So ordered some traps. That'll be lovely. So in any case,
Well, the good news is they don't eat much.
this is true.
Not individually, at least.
Right, exactly. It just depends on how many I have. I got to go around the outside of the house and just fill up any injury points.
Time to get a ferret.
Ooh, a ferret. I love ferrets.
Just the
That'd be
smell
cool
of a
pet.
ferret will keep the mice out of your house for years, even after the ferret dies.
Sweet.
Just borrow
Oh,
somebody's
there's an
ferret for a day.
Well, it probably takes more than a day to get in the house.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, is Kanadin doing anything specific while that conversation is going on?
We're all back here, right? I would
Well,
say
you
that I
were, and
would
then
just.
Bellarmine took off again.
Bellarmine decided to disappear.
Well, okay. So I guess for my local friends, then I will relay to them what they said. That the guys at the table said basically that nobody's been to Winterhold there or Wintervane, and that the Lycelots that we fought the Lycelots, right?
Yeah, you've fought in a couple of them.
Yeah. That they hold the northern gate, right? Is that what they told us?
They hold both. They have an outpost. They seem to manage the fort at the northern Rushlands and have an outpost on the southern bridge too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's as much information as I've gotten, and I've relayed that.
Okay. Cognitive at this point will chime in. You're considering venturing forth to find another artifact with the Creator Mythal, yes?
That is correct.
You're intending to go. Well, I mean, the journal's unfortunately very vague on where the one to the north is. We do know the last southern one's in Strongmont, which do you intend to pursue?
I would. I'm venturing a guess at Winterheim, heading up that way.
You intend to journey through the Rushlands. Brave of you.
Yeah. Oh, where else do you suggest we go?
Well, all I can tell you is that what little I know of Wintervane or Vineholm, if you do manage to get through the Rushland forests. Vineholm was one of the. I'm trying to think of what the Dungeons and Dragons equivalent of a college town would be. A town based around wizard schools. Both a combination of that as well as a small settlement for a place for the miners of the mana mine to be able to get away from the mine for some time, for some R&R and some relaxation before venturing back over to the mana mine itself. So there should be whatever's left there is likely the ruins of a once prosperous mage town. As for the Rushlands themselves, the Lycelots have always been a bit of a problem, but there used to be some sort of arrangement that I haven't been able to iron out the details with for folks to make safe passage through there. I don't know if some sort of toll. How that works now with the island up in the sky, I have no idea. We've never been able to venture past the bridge, but maybe you can figure some sort of arrangement with them to be able to make safe passage. One other thing I noted over the last 2 nights, I have a spyglass upstairs in my tower, or in that tower, and I have noticed the airships. There seem to be more. I seem to have off in the distance lights of airships seem to be moving more and more. There's more activity than I've seen in the past with the bandit airships flying over the island. Where they're going and where to and from they're going, I don't know.
You know what? I think you mentioned something like that.
And yeah,
We
you
did
would.
see some.
I mean, everybody but Bellarmine's hearing this conversation. And have nothing to respond to. Okay.
Did anybody
Sorry,
pick
I
up the
was
rock of detection?
I was in character. I was deep in my sketch, and in real life, I was deep in some D&D research, so I missed a little bit of what was said.
Yes, I was looking at the island map and lost in thought.
That's fair. Long story short, Vineholm, was an old like college town for wizard students, as well as a place that some of the miners would basically go to get away from the mine for a little bit.
Okay.
And then the Rushlands themselves have always had lysolots in them. There used to be like an agreement for like a trade route or some sort of.
Then something about a spyglass.
Oh, and Cogden thinks he's been seeing airship activity higher than normal off to the east, but he doesn't know, like over the Rushlands, but he doesn't know from where these airships are going.
And then Canadian connected it to what I saw or what the owl
airship,
saw at Deadwatch.
The skyboat over Deadwatch, yes.
And did we confirm that? Did we confirm that we know where the last mythal is?
You know, one's in Strongmont, and the other one, I don't. What did I actually? I gotta go back.
We don't know where the one in the north is. That's the question.
That is.
Vineholm?
Let's see.
Could be Vineholm, could be Manamine, could be elsewhere in Wintervane. We
What's
don't know.
roughly speaking, what's the distance like across the water to say?
It's not water, it's air.
Air. I'm sorry.
Outdated map, but yes.
But what's that distance from, say, north of Old Doors Tower, that little peninsula in the northeast corner, across to the peninsula from Wintervane? Many miles, several miles,
No,
hundreds of miles.
I want to say.
I mean, it was what, days travel to Three Bridge from Old Doors Tower?
Yeah.
So
that's roughly 20 miles, right? Or no? Yeah, we'll say 20 miles. So, it's probably a couple miles between those two.
Okay. And right now the issue is that in order to look for the mythal up in either Wintervane, Vineholm, or Manamine, somewhere in that area, that we would have to go through the Rushlands and perilously close to Jumptown, right?
alternatively, we could find a way to sort of island hop across the northern chasm. So if that's just a couple miles, then that means it's, hundreds of feet between the small islands.
I mean, again, it's an outdated map, so whether or not those are there or not, I couldn't tell you.
Fair, but if
What about
they
the
if they
actual
exist in
landmass
any
itself?
capacity, then we could potentially find a way across.
Or even without the islands, the actual main land masses themselves, assuming that those haven't shifted farther away from each other, because the bridges are still there, right?
True.
So if those islands aren't there, is that still only several miles across?
Yeah.
And okay, that's all I need to know. Thank you.
I mean, you could one by one ferry us across on your back as a beast.
Or maybe there's a way to do it so it's not
I'm just saying.
one at a time.
That's a plausibility.
Yes.
in any case, Babbage, after hearing all this information, sees that there are two paths forward. The short term, I think it would be best for us to bolster our abilities and supplies by not only helping the town out, but helping ourselves out. And I think that we should head to the spent mine in the western part of the Rushlands, A, in the hopes of finding more mana crystals for our own personal gain, and B, in the hopes of finding any other materials that Teg may require for the supply of the town. I still think we also need to speak to Teg because I need to get my hands on some kind of bladder or leather or something similar.
Yeah, I saw a flaw in your drawing, but I haven't actually seen your drawing. I
Fair.
saw a flaw in your drawing, but fellow mine hasn't.
Mike, I'm just going to tell you right now. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now. There's a really cheesy way that I can get us all across if that distance is 2.25 miles or fewer at any point.
Okay.
In fact, double that. So if it's
5 miles.
4.5.
4.5. Yeah.
If you could whisper me or link to me whatever it is you're thinking, I would appreciate it.
How do I whisper in
/W space GM space your message.
/W space GM?
Okay, so while all that's happening, so Bellarmine, you have rushed across town and you are back in front of the alchemist's shop, aka.
And I hold up this mace and I go, "This has got magic. Can you get me some crystals?"
So you come into the store.
Doesn't got magic. Give me some crystals.
So Quail is behind his desk at this point, or he's behind what looks to be like
You're waving a mace at him.
Yeah, but I explained myself.
I love it.
So you walk in, Quail like, very good, sir.
How many crystals can we get out of this?
You'll have to bring it here. You must.
So I bring it there. I plop it on the table.
Not one for. I would assume a man of your perceived profession be a little more delicate around other people's things.
No delicate over here, buddy.
Yes, clearly. You will have to give me time, sir. Extracting
How much
magic.
time? How much time? How much time?
A day at the very least, sir. It depends.
What's the fastest? If I give you a good blessing, can you speed it up?
Now that might actually work because he can bolster his skill checks.
There's whether or not it's less a matter of process than skill, specifically involving how much I'm able to extract from this particular item. So you'll forgive me if it takes at least a day, maybe more, depending on how potent your item, this crude instrument you've unceremoniously landed on my very finely varnished desk.
How do we measure its potency?
That is a process for me and mine, thank you kindly, since you are clearly a man in some sort of rush.
Well, we're trying to help you guys out here, so anything you can do to speed this up, I'd appreciate it.
And you've done what to help me exactly?
Yeah, we've been picking up all these minerals here and there.
Picking up. I'm sorry. What now?
Isn't it mithrils? Isn't that what it's called?
Mithrils. You'll forgive me if I don't understand. how that's
That's not my
relevant.
problem, buddy.
Right. Since you
It's supposed to be
seem to be
my
in some sort of hurry, I'll see what I can do for this odd thing you've dropped on my counter. Now, if you'll excuse me, peace and quiet are one of the necessities to make this process begin.
When you want me back?
Never?
Well,
Phenomenal.
well, that's the wrong answer.
I'm not one to be pleasant just for the sake of tact. If you could please depart my store, I would be
Anything I can do to help you out, accelerate you, or give you a little more oomph.
leave.
All right. Let me tell you what. If you can get it done tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow. If you're not here tomorrow, then we're going to be in big trouble.
The biggest, I'm sure.
That's about all we can do with this guy, I'm sure.
At this point, he's just staring at you. Alright, and Bellarmine.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm out of the store.
Alright, where are you headed now?
Back to the tower to see if I can pick up on any of these discussions.
Alright. That conversation took a bit. So, alright. Well, here, we'll just do this. Everybody's back to... There we go. What? Where'd you come from? Hold on. What is this? What are you? Why are you here? Okay, that was odd. Okay. Alright, let's see. Folks are back. Let's see. So I know Babbage is treating you like a mount. Where is Bellarmine's all the way over at Quail's house in the bottom right corner. Alright, so you and Babbage, where were you headed at this point?
I have asked.
Oh, you're headed to Tags.
Yeah, I've asked Tag to
Yes.
take me to you.
Do you know where you're going?
Asked you to take me to Tag.
Let's go.
Okay.
Number 6.
Awesome. Alright. Canadin, where are you headed during all this?
I'll tag along.
Alright. Bellarmine, alright. Bellarmine, which way are you going? North or west?
I'm heading back to the tower.
Okay. Alright, so you actually so I'm just gonna jump to alright, so you all meet basically as you're moving along on the bridge that crosses from basically one of these islands to another.
Why would he go that way to the tower?
I mean, oh yeah, that's true. He could just go. I forgot that was a path. So, all right. So he goes. Yep, he can go that way. I suppose you all could go that way. I guess. Yeah, I should just ask the question. Which way are you going?
That would be my expectation.
You were gonna go down out the bottom. Okay. Well, in that case,
Certainly the quicker path.
yeah, fair enough. Nope, didn't want. Okay. So you all meet. You all meet over here.
Yeah. Hey, Bellarmine.
Yeah, I left the mace over with the fellow there that's going to extract the magic, but he's pretty annoying.
I'm sorry, he's going to do what with it?
He's going to extract the magic from there and make mana crystals.
He's going to make mana crystals?
That's what he says. Out of that magic item, he's going to extract mana crystals, and he's also a real pain in the neck.
Change of plan, you. I want to talk to this guy.
Oh.
All right. So now where is everybody going?
Well, I'm gonna go talk to the guy who can apparently make mana crystals.
Okay. It is 11:27. I know, Zach. You. I mean, you and I both have an early morning, so I'm going
Yes,
to.
sir.
I'm gonna write a note for myself for that.
Oh, I'm dying to hear this conversation with this annoying guy in Babbage.
So okay, is everybody headed to Quayle's house at this point?
Oh, I'm for sure because I want to see this.
Canadian, do you intend to follow them there, or are you gonna? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go off on my own.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to write myself. All right. So with that, I'm going to write myself a note to remember everything that just transpired between Babbage and, or sorry, no, Bellarmine and Quail, and now all of you are gonna come pouring into his house. Okay. That was a fun round of RP. I appreciate all of you, especially Jeff. If I haven't given it to you already, give yourself inspiration for that ridiculousness with all the water and the snow. That was fantastic.
That was great.
That was very well done. With that, we'll say goodnight to the internet for now. We will be back. My plan is to do this again next Thursday, assuming everybody's good to go. Hopefully at a much
I'll be in Missouri.
So
I need to look at my phone.
fair.
Tuesday instead.
No,
Yes.
I'll be in Missouri.
Oh, you're in Missouri all week.
Ah.
All right.
Yeah, I leave Tuesday. Tuesday to Tuesday.
Yeah, next Thursday I have a baptism class at 7:30 in Portsmouth, but I should be done by 9:00.
Okay. I will. Let me think.
So you can either run a one shot without me, or
Yeah,
we can
do
call
that.
it. You
We'll
guys.
do a one shot. I can slap together a one shot on Thursday the 9th, and then we'll be back here on the 16th.
Let me just verify. June's pretty nuts. June and July are gonna get crazy.
Yeah,
So
I disappear for
double check.
Yeah, and I've got my aunt's funeral next week.
Where's
Yeah. So
Hey, can I tell you what's wrong with your drawing?
no.
the 16th is fine.
Oh, I have a Girl Scout bridging ceremony that day. It should be
Good
done
for Tuesday
by
of that week.
8:30. Yeah, how does the 14th? Dang it! There's another scouting event there too. Scout.
14th is my flight back from Missouri.
All right, so 16th will have to be another late start for me, but we can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
14th should be done. But I have a probate court hearing to be appointed executor for an estate, but other than that, that's earlier in the day, so I should be all right on the 14th.
Okay.
I'm not home. I'm not home from Missouri yet.
All right, so yeah.
And the 16th is okay.
16th is okay.
All right, so Iconus or My World on the Floating Island will be the 16th. All right, good night, internet.
All right.
Oh.
Figured it out.